Well, good morning and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. Out cruising around in the Jeep Gladiator this morning. It is a morning after a couple of pretty big rainstorms we had here. Lots of flooding, all that kind of stuff on one of the bumpiest roads in my area right now, which will be ending in just a minute. But I was thinking as I was out cruising around, you know, I've had two Jeep Gladiators. This is my second, and I've got about a year and a half or so seat time, something like that. But the Jeep Gladiator is still so fun to drive. Probably, I would say, the funnest truck to drive that I have, to be honest. It's smooth, it's comfortable, it's got good power, especially with the Sprint booster in it now, acceleration off the line. It corners well, it handles well. It's just a great all-around truck. And it just amazes me, you know, typically I'm pretty vehicle fickle. You know, I can go for, I hate to say it, but probably about a year, and I start to get the urge, you know, the urge to get something else. And since this truck is my third, I guess, or one of three that I have, you know, it wouldn't be that difficult really for me to replace it. I mean, it's not like I couldn't sell it and then get something else later that I wanted or whatever. I mean, I've got equity in it, so it wouldn't be that difficult for me to do. But I gotta say, there's no reason for me to do that. I haven't gotten tired of it. I haven't gotten sick of having it. And it's just a blast to drive. So it makes me kind of take a look at the other trucks and stuff out there and comparing the Jeep Gladiator to those as to what really is the difference. What makes the Jeep Gladiator just a step above, and in my opinion, of course. And I would challenge you, if you've not driven a Jeep Gladiator, if you've never spent any time in the seat of the Jeep Gladiator, you ought to do yourself a favor, especially if you're in the market. Take one out for a ride, spend an hour in one or something, you know? Find a dealership that'll let you do that, and they should. Whether or not you're really interested in buying, you know, that's another story, but that's just between you and I. They don't need to know that you're just going for a joyride, right? I'll tell you a quick story, something I think is funny. Things that people do at the car dealerships when they're not really looking to buy at all. You know, my sister actually, several years ago, she had bought, I think it was some sort of a picture or something. And she had small vehicles, so it wouldn't fit in anything. So she decided she was going to go to a truck dealer. I forget what it was. I think it was actually an F-150. But she was going to go and do a test drive in a truck so that she could use it actually to move this picture. Again, because it wouldn't fit in any of her other vehicles. So she did it. She went to the car dealer and told them that she was interested in an F-150 or a truck, and took one out for a ride, went and picked up the picture, I think it was, that she was buying, loaded it up, took it home, and then took the truck back. And I don't remember what she told them about it. In other words, why she didn't buy it or wasn't interested in it, because she really was never interested in it to begin with. She was just using it. I think because it was too big or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's funny, you know, some of the things that people do. And I'm curious, leave a comment if you've ever done anything like that, gone and test driven a vehicle because you simply wanted to use it for free to move something, a truck in essence. But anyway, I just think that was really funny and very creative too on her part. Kudos to her. So what does really make it different? I mentioned the power. It is just out of the box, I think, from just a stock standard form, the most powerful truck that you can get from a driving standpoint. I'm not saying, and I'm talking mid-size, of course. We're not talking about comparing it to the TRX or, you know, any other hopped up V8 or anything like that. But in the mid-size truck market, it really is the most powerful truck, I think. And when I talk about power again, I'm talking about drivability, you know, acceleration, what you get when you hit the pedal, how it feels when you're needing to accelerate, for instance, entering a freeway, you know, or a highway. It goes right now. You're never lacking. It doesn't feel like you have to be worried if you're gonna get up to speed quick enough, you know, to get into traffic. So it gives you a little bit of security when it comes to that. I had mentioned the comfort of it. You know, it really does ride more like an SUV, I think. And I think it's funny. It's kind of like when people talk about the Honda Ridgeline, and I'm not comparing it to the Honda Ridgeline at all, but one of the knocks that the Ridgeline always gets is that it's just an SUV with a bed on the back. Now, I certainly think that this is a truck. It's not an SUV with the bed on the back, but it certainly gives you that kind of feel, that kind of ride quality. You know, you're not lacking anything in this. A lot of trucks still, some of the other versions still are trucky, if that makes any sense. They feel like trucks. They're rough. The bed articulates as compared to the cab. When you go over railroad tracks, it's almost like a double whammy. You hit that railroad track and the front hits and then the back hits, and if you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. The Gladiator just doesn't feel that way. So all of these things kind of added together, I guess, make it very pleasant and very fun to drive. You know, I've had vehicles in the past, unfortunately, that after I had them for a while, I kind of dreaded driving them, you know, because the experience just wasn't fun. It wasn't comfortable, or it wasn't quick enough. Maybe it didn't have enough tech in it. It didn't do what you wanted it to do. I've told the story before about an Audi that I had where I never did figure out how to use the navigation system. Maybe it's just because I didn't use it frequently enough, I don't know, but it was just not intuitive. Everything in the Gladiator is. The only knock I'd give on the Gladiator for that kind of thing is where the window controls are. I still reach over to the door trying to put the windows up and down. But that's after, you know, I don't know, 2 or 3 years of driving my history. Much more than that, of course. But I still do that. If that's the biggest problem that I have, then I guess I'll get used to it. Anyway, like I say, I was just out cruising around. It's a nice sunny morning. We had some fog today, so that's burned off, and now it's sunny. And just a blast to drive. So do yourself a favor. If you're in the market, or maybe in the next couple years or so, you're going to be in the market, find some spare time and go out and take a Gladiator for a ride. And if you've done that, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. I'd be curious. Also, I do have 2 other channels, Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive FST about my 2021 Toyota Tundra. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay comfortable out there. Bye.